What do Oye Como Va by Santana, Who Will Save Your Soul by Jewel, and So What by Miles Davis have in common? Well, as you can probably guess from the title of this video, they all make use of the Dorian mode, and that's what we're going to do today too. And welcome to Music with Marky. This Dorian lesson today is really the second level of my way of teaching modes. I like to teach people via pattern recognition on the instrument first, so you get to using the modes and can travel all over playing your leads, and then we look into this kind of deep dive where you get into the individual characteristics of the modes. So if you're not familiar with Dorian and you're coming here first, please check out that lesson. I'll link it up here so you can get familiar with what the pattern of the mode is on the guitar, and then you can come back here and we'll do the deep dive together. So that said, I want to look at how you use this mode as a songwriting tool and what makes the mode have its individual characteristics. Now remember, when we talk about modes, we're not just talking about how to play scale patterns on guitar, we're talking about how to use them when writing actual music, when writing the chord backgrounds or whatever the background track is to the song that you're going to be playing. If all you're doing is playing the scale pattern over your usual major or minor scale progressions, well, you're not really using the mode other than as a pattern to get around the neck. It's not the use of the mode in a song structure, and it doesn't have any characteristics of what the mode's about. And so what we're doing today is not just looking at that pattern. You're going to take a look at what makes this mode unique and gives it the characteristics, and we're going to look at it as a songwriting tool, how you write chord progressions that make use of the mode and give the music that you're playing that sound. So we'll come back to that in a moment, talk about it in a songwriting sense. Let's first dissect what gives it its individual character, and to do that, we need to compare it to its closest relative, whether it be major or minor. In this case, with the Dorian mode, it's most closely related to the minor scale. In fact, it's only one note different than the minor scale. Let's take a look at that now. If we take a look at your basic minor scale, and I'm going to do this in A minor and A Dorian as a comparison, but the patterns are the same no matter which Dorian mode or minor scale you're using. I have the basic A minor. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So my intervals are, I go up a whole step, I go up a half step. This is a whole step here, another whole step, a half step, a whole step to G, and then a whole step back to the root. Now in the Dorian mode, only one of the notes gets changed, and that is the sixth, becomes a major sixth. So we have A, B, C, D, E, and this F becomes an F sharp, G, A. And that is why I like to relate it back to a minor scale, because it's only one note different. Instead of with a major scale, it would be two. And also it's important to note that when you're talking about modes being of a major or minor tonality, you're looking at the third generally, because your chords are first, third, and fifth. And that third is either a major third or a minor third, and that's your major or minor chord. So in this case, you have a minor third in the mode, and hence it's considered a minor mode. One little additional thing I'd like to show you too is how you can put this into use with the pentatonic scale, because we all love to use the pentatonic minor a lot, especially in rock and blues. So let's take a look at that. If you have your pentatonic minor here, you're not going to be replacing a note, but rather adding a note. So your basic pentatonic minor, you've got the 5th fret, 8th fret, and you have a bunch of 5th, 7th fret combinations. Then you're back to the 5th and 8th. In A, of course. So now with the Dorian mode, we have that additional F sharp in there, which appears most conveniently over here, and you saw me do it in that little bit in the intro. The bends up nicely there. You can also find it down here, a fret back from the box. So you have that. So if you're playing in a pentatonic minor situation, it's a nice little thing to throw in, even if the song isn't a Dorian song and you're playing in a regular minor key and using the pentatonics, you can kind of throw it in there usually, and it works pretty well. All right, and as promised, let's take a look at the songwriting aspect of this and how you put Dorian into use as a tool and really make the point of using the mode. So if we compare it to a simple minor progression, and we're going to stay in A here for purposes of the lesson, I could take a simple A chord like an A minor 7. If I was in the minor key, I might do something going up to an F. Because we have that major 6, the F becomes an F sharp. And now we have a different kind of character, something like this. If we turn that into a classic rock type of progression, the F, the minor. If we use the Dorian, F sharp. It has a different character. And this applies, again, in any key. If I'm, say, in the key of F major instead, which gives us a G Dorian, so I could write a progression in the key of F major, centering on G, it becomes a G Dorian. So maybe I have a G minor, D minor 7, and I would play over that then. And something in that vein where I kept really driving home the point of that major sixth note. And that's what this is really about, is pulling out the characteristic of the mode and using it in a songwriting sense. And if, by the way, you're kind of lost on which chords to play in which key, that's all part of the theory lessons too. And I have a very simple trick to remember which is which, and I'll link that up here. But now let's take a look at a piece of music. I'll take like a minute of music and put it together in a more complete sense with all the layers and drums and bass and everything, so you can hear a real Dorian thing in context. There you have it. There's our deep dive into the Dorian mode. I hope that made sense to you and it helps you on your own journey to writing songs and using the modes more as a songwriting tool. If you want backing tracks and these modes that you can play over and practice over, I'll be happy to put those together. Leave that in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll start building a playlist of backing tracks that are based on different modes. And of course, if you have any other questions or comments, leave that below. I get back to everybody as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.
Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.